who still have their homes but are not getting mail delivered. They're going to be coordinating that as well. So that's going to be rolled out to the United States Postal Service, but they are on top of it. Thank you for that question.
We'll conclude our press conference. Anyone that would like to break out, we'll have Spanish-speaking PIOs along with other POs on the side. Thank you all for coming, and stay safe out there.
We've got some other breaking news to get to this morning, though. Those deadly Southern California wildfires. Right now, officials in Los Angeles, including the city's embattled mayor, are briefing the public as we speak. A lot of developments here to tell you about as these fires are ripping across LA County. Overnight, we learned that the number of people killed in these fires has now doubled. 10 people dead. You're looking at 9,000 homes, buildings that have been destroyed. Tens of thousands of people have been forced to leave their homes. You've seen these mandatory evacuation orders in place for the better part of nearly 5 days now, with more mandatory evacuations popping up even in just the last 24 hours. Remember, parts of coastal California, we're talking about the most expensive real estate in the world in some spots, burnt beyond recognition. But in other areas like Altadena, these are regular folks who have been living their lives, who now have nothing to return home to. You are seeing the location of these fires here. The Kenneth fire, 35% contained. But remember, the biggest one, the Palisades, the Eaton fires, those are mostly out of control, 8% containment on the Palisades fire. I want to go in and listen now to that news conference featuring LA County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney. Let's listen in.
So good morning. The Eaton fire, current estimated acreage, 13,956 acres with 3% containment. We still have 4,000 to 5,000 structures that may be damaged or destroyed. Once we do our damage inspection reports, we'll get a more accurate number for you. We currently have 1,527 firefighting personnel remaining assigned to this incident. The LA County Fire Department is in unified command with the U.S. Forest Service, the LA County Sheriffs, along with the Pasadena, Arcadia, Sierra Madre Fire Departments, and the Pasadena Police Department. Yesterday afternoon, the fire in the Eaton Canyon did make a push towards historic Mount Wilson. This observatory is okay, thanks to the efforts of the firefighters and observatory staff, and no buildings have been destroyed at Mount Wilson. A firefighter did suffer a significant fall injury yesterday at the Eaton fire. He remains hospitalized. He's resting comfortably, and he's in stable condition and expected to make a full recovery. The cause of the fire remains unknown, and we will advise the media once we get the cause determined. We are appreciative to our many mutual aid partners from out of state for providing assistance to Los Angeles County in our time of need. Thanks to the increased number of resources assigned, the region is in a much better posture than we were earlier this week.
That might be a
protest against Trump. Mutual aid resources from Canada are arriving now. The National Weather Service predicts that the red flag will continue through Friday, or continue today through 6 p.m. However, our priority is also going to be to prepare for the next red flag event that is predicted to begin on Monday. I would also like to provide a brief update on the Kenneth fire that erupted yesterday near the Victory Trailhead at the border of Ventura and Los Angeles counties. Thanks to the quick action of first responders and aerial assets, the fire has been stopped. It's currently at 1,000 acres. We have 35% containment, and no structures are reported damaged or destroyed. One important topic I want to talk about is that we did have a drone incursion yesterday at the Palisades fire. Unknown exactly what time this small drone hit the wing of our CL-415 Super Scooper aircraft that we currently have on contract from the province of Quebec. The pilots were unaware that they hit the drone. It wasn't until they landed at Van Nuys Airport that the maintenance staff noticed that there was a fist-sized hole in the leading edge of the wing inboard of the landing light. That Super Scooper will be prioritized for repair 24/7. It should be flying Monday. We only have 2 of them. Everyone should know, all of your viewers, flying a drone in the fire traffic area is not only dangerous, but it's illegal. We do have our federal partners behind the scenes are going to be implementing procedures to be able to follow drones in our two large fire areas, and they will be able to identify who the operator of that drone is. The most important thing to know is that if you fly a drone at one of these brush fires, all aerial operations will be shut down. And we certainly don't want to have that happen. Before I close, I would like to thank Supervisor Barger and Horvath for their unwavering support and leadership. I would also like to acknowledge the tireless efforts of first responders who continue to place themselves in harm's way to protect our residents and property. Thank you. I would now like to bring up Fire Chief Kristen Crowley of the Los Angeles City Fire Department.
Thank you, Chief Maroney. So I'll just be providing a brief update of the overnight operations of our fires. So Palisades fires. This fire was currently tracked at 20,438 acres with 3,073 personnel assigned. Crews worked very, very hard overnight, strengthening our containment lines and addressing multiple spot fires in and around the Topanga Canyon area. Resources responded to the area included our air assets to aid in the containment efforts. Due to the favorable overnight weather conditions and the diligent, and I'll focus on the diligent work and effort and commitment of our first responders, we can report that the Palisades fire is now 8% contained. Wind gusts are expected to increase in daylight hours that will test our containment lines. Our firefighters will continue to respond to any flare-ups and increase our containment lines. Evacuation orders remain in place. The Hearst fire, due to more accurate mapping and acreage, has been updated to 771 acres with 37% containment. All evacuation orders and warnings have been lifted. The Kenneth fire, forward progress has been stopped with 35% containment at 1,000 acres. All evacuation orders and warnings within the Los Angeles city have been lifted. I personally want to make sure that we thank and show our deepest gratitude to all of our Los Angeles City firefighters and all of our partners as we've been battling these fires for now. We're going into day 4. Thank you to LAPD for assisting us in keeping our communities safe. And lastly, thank you to all of the agencies who have come to aid during this time of help. And it absolutely does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Now, Sheriff Robert Luna. Thank you, Sheriff.
Good morning to everybody. This morning, we have well over 500 LA County deputies that are assisting continuous with evacuations, traffic control, security patrols, and other humanitarian efforts. They're out there. I hear people calling me. They see a lot of black and white police cars rolling with lights and siren. They're out there working. That's what they're doing.
Where are the words of love that were spoken so true? Where is the thrill of the making sweet love to you? Where has it gone? Hey, baby. Oh. Where is the thrill that used to blow my mind? Take me away. Skip Mavonia and the Casuals. Seems like the love is gone. 1970s. Let's go. We're taking it back. Straight out of DMV, DC, Chocolate City. The old DC. Used to be so good making love to you, baby. Now it's so cold and still, baby. I wanna know. Somebody tell me, baby. I got to know, baby. I just can't stay here. I don't want to leave. Can't let you bring me to my knees. See this I won't let you put my lips yes, I did. Not singing all of them, but maybe one of a kind. Some that try to be sneaky. How y'all doing tonight, man?
It's Friday the 10th. The forecast saying we're gonna get some more snow in the DMV area, but it's just gonna be like 2 inches. You know, I think the big part of the snow is gone. So so we ain't got nothing to worry about from this point on. The snow is it's clearing up. Right now we're dealing with the ice on the roads, the snow, the stop. So now we're just trying to get the ice up. But you know, I had the pleasure of making history and being part of history. Me and my son, we went down to the rotunda at the Capitol and we saw President Jimmy Carter remains in the casket draped by the American flag, and it was awesome to be among the power and the elites that were there. And you know, I was happy to do that with my son, and so we'll have a everlasting memory of being a part of a ceremony that the world sent a world president home. And it was just on another level. I got a few pics that I could show y'all. And it was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It was a big deal to me. How about that? So this is a picture of Martin Luther King statue that they had in there. I didn't see that. One of my boys sent me that when he was here over the summer. So they must switch these statues out, or it was somewhere where I wasn't in that area, or I didn't walk around the whole area. So yeah, but that was fascinating. And so my son said the art in the rotunda is beautiful, and when you look straight up, it's like angels. That's a painting of angels at the very top of the ceiling. It was awesome, and so we getting ready to play in the playoffs Sunday, and so I had my jacket on. I was getting love from everybody that was standing in line. They was like you wearing that jacket, bro. I was like, appreciate it. I'm trying to manifest. What it is that you know the Super Bowl at the end of the day. We got what it takes to beat all these teams, one team at a time. And if we get in the groove, I'm just like, one thing I'm noticing that we're doing well, we're finishing good, because it was nothing to get a lead to be winning the game, but come third, fourth quarter, we run out of gas. So we're closing out games, which is a big deal. Uh, I want to shout out to Howard University swim team. They were honored, and they're doing their thing. So they were honored in Florida as one of the premier swim teams that's winning meets and everything. Hmm. Yeah, that was awesome. I just want to highlight that, you know. And also, Bowie State celebrated 160 years of being a HBCU premier college here in Maryland. And we just uh, found out that President Jimmy Carter signed an order that will, uh, he signed the first order that will provide funding for HBCUs, and Bowie was one of the first institutions that bill affected in 1980. So yeah, so that was just awesome in itself. Let me let y'all hear a little bit of it.
President Carter, who signed the first executive order to create the White House Initiative for HBCUs. And so today, we honored him at Bowie State University and we lift him up for all that he did to ensure that we sustain our historic institution. We did a lot in the arena of civil rights and human rights. I'm sure we cover that and we'll continue to do so again today. Dr. Burke, thank you so much for your time, your work with our youth. We appreciate you. Congratulations on 160. Thank you so much.
That's the dean of the university, or maybe the president. Yeah, more like the president. Here's an iconic picture of Marion Barry and Jimmy Carter. Iconic. Marion Barry, man for life. Did a lot for the kids here in DC, like myself, by providing summer jobs in the 80s that gave us another alternative, you know, and sparked the light bulb of kids here, letting them know that you didn't have to go to the streets to earn some money. And, you know, I always say what you do early on is probably what you'll do later in life. So I took that job at 14. I got used to getting the check. It felt good. I felt the independence. And, you know, so if you was recruited to sell drugs early on, like 12, 13, 14, and you got a taste of that fast money, most likely that's what you was going to be doing later in life. So I thank and salute Marion Barry for that. You know what I'm saying? Despite his shortcomings, you can't negate the work that he done. Just like R. Kelly. R. Kelly, disgusting things that he was into, but you can't deny the body of work and the music that man gave to the world. So, you know, sometimes we gotta separate the actions from the art, you know. And look how crazy this is right here. This is Jaguar, right? And Jay-Z in Brooklyn in the 80s or 70s when they were growing up. Yeah. Somebody say that's the real Norbit and Rasputia. So if you seen that Eddie Murphy movie, you know what I'm talking about. That's crazy. Oh man, great picture right here. Bob Marley and Pele, the great soccer icon from Brazil. Oh man, another great picture. My mom's and my sister. Rest in heaven, rest in power. Okay, this is Jimmy Carter. Mhm. Got a lot of pictures, so I'm just gonna Skip through a lot, you know. Emancipation Hall, Senate meeting rooms. So I was just taking pictures. I was just going crazy with the pictures, you know. Okay, this is the actual brick or slab of cement that the Capitol was built with. You know, it was made out of sandstone. Was originally part of the United States Capitol's last front, constructed in 1824 to 1826. It was quarried by laborers, including enslaved African Americans and commemorates their important. No, this is to commemorate their important role in building the Capitol. You know, it'd been nice if you had the slave names so their family can feel proud that they did something great in their life, being pressed under oppression. You know, so yeah. Statue of Frederick Douglass, who was a real instrumental to Abraham Lincoln with the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing the slaves. You know, Frederick Douglass was one of the instrumental voices of that era. And his house is in Anacostia, and he's been honored with a bridge that, uh, you know, he walked from Anacostia to the Capitol every day, to and from. And that was his way of staying in shape, even into his elder years. He still was a fit, older, elder man. So that's how he did it. And so, from the estimation of where his house to the Capitol, I'm thinking maybe an hour and a half of walking, maybe two, you know. So yeah, you know. And what's crazy, uh, the Potomac River been there forever, so I wonder what that looked like. The bridge itself before they named that bridge after him, because he walked that bridge every day. Um, okay, this is the original model of the statue on top of the Capitol, which is named Freedom, Lady Freedom. And I thought this was an Indian or Indian descent because of the garment that's on, feathers, and, you know, looking like it was like an Indian type of figure, but it is no nationality. She's simply called Lady Freedom, and New York has Lady Liberty. So you just learned something. The statue on top of the state capital of Washington, D.C., her name is called Lady Freedom. You learning something, right? Good. That's me and my son. And behind us is the first king of Hawaii back in the 1800s. Yeah. That's me and my son. We down there in the thick of it all. You know what I'm saying? And we was down that jump for like 3 hours. trying to get in that joint. The whole experience, even getting inside, it was like 3 hours to go and see the actual body draped in the American flag with the honor guards all around it. It was awesome. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we play the Bucks on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So everybody excited. You know what I'm saying? Commanders versus the Bucks. Jaden Daniels versus Baker Mayfield. So yeah. So this is what it looked like that we saw. This is from TV. Donald Trump, all the presidents that's living were attendance. Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, President Bush, Trump, and who else? I think that's it. Just them three. Oh, Bill Clinton and Biden. I think I don't know if he was there or not because his great granddaughter was just born, so maybe he wasn't there. So yeah, that's how we was giving it up. You know what I'm saying? Great experience. You know, and this guy interviewed me on his YouTube podcast, and then I got him and interviewed him for my podcast. This is Benjamin Bonds. That's what he told me. So I need to look up his podcast. Matter of fact, let's do that. But I'm gonna let y'all hear my skills when I'm interviewing him. Okay, what's your name and where you from?
My name is Ben, and I am from Greenbelt, Maryland.
Okay, all right. So Ben just interviewed me on his podcast on YouTube, and what's the name of it?
You can find it on YouTube under Ben Buns.
Ben Buns. Okay.
B-U-N-S.
All right. Awesome. So you did go inside, and how did you feel going inside to see the casket itself and see the remains of our 39th president? How did you feel?
I thought it was pretty moving for all these people to be out here. It's freezing cold.
Yes.
There's snow on the ground.
Yes.
Everyone's uncomfortable, but people, waited 2.5 hours to see Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
And I think that was pretty moving.
Okay. All right. I feel the same sentiments, and it was well worth it. My feet hurt. I'm hungry, and I'm cold.
Exactly.
So thank you for your time, and I'll check you out on your YouTube channel. And this is Street Finders Podcast, coming straight at you from the Capitol in Washington, D.C.
Yes, sir.
All right.
You have great energy.
Thank you. Signing off. All right. Okay, what's your name and where you from? Yeah, he was a good sport, him and his wife. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So this is it at night, up close. You see the statue up top. That's Lady Freedom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We was in the house, baby. We right here. We part of history, baby. Please believe. Look at that. That's what it looked like at night. When you close up on it. When you're inside the gates. You feel me? We also signed the condolences farewell book. So that was big in itself. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah, we standing out in the cold, but one good thing was uh the wind wasn't blowing as rough. It was settled, so it was cold, but it wasn't choppy, whereas though the wind blowing through your body, and yeah. So yeah, so that's pretty much what it was, you know. Andrew Young spoke because he was very instrumental in part of uh President Carter presidency. I think Andrew Young was the mayor of Atlanta at one point, congressman and senator. And then I came across somebody did the genealogy of President Carter, and he's related to Berry Gordy. So yeah, that was something that was interesting. And came across the video of Fannie Lou Hamer that was speaking on that. You know, we built this country to enslave slaves. Our blood is in the flag of America, but yet they fight us so hard to give us reparation. It's a slap in the face because you have apologized, admitting that our world, our America was wrong to enslave, you know, black people or people in general. And my problem is every other ethnic group is getting reparation, some kind of benefit, that, helps this generation of their ancestors get a leg up on society and life. But yet they don't want to give us that same opportunity. Who is they? Society, the powers that be, the folks that won't govern and put that into position. My point is, uh, you know, any ethnic group that was done wrong, the government made it right in some kind of capacity. And that's all we trying to say, and that's all we trying to get is our just due. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are thriving nowadays because of what their ancestors went through, and they made retribution to them. So therefore, these people can start their own business and provide generational wealth for their grandkids. So we don't want to do that. Why is that so wrong? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Then here's another basically what I just said about, you know, why the black and brown people are fought so hard to get reparation. Why people were so much against it. This is uh, Fannie Lou Hamer, activist, you know what I'm saying? And that talked about the blood of the flag is blood of enslaved slaves. So yeah. I'm here outside of the Superior Court, right across from Jimmy Carter, the Capitol. Got the flag half staff.
Supreme Court, Big Joe.
So this is our Supreme Court, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where it's at. All the decisions, the critical decisions being made. And what's your name, ma'am? Do you mind me putting you on camera? Or are you rather not? Okay. All right. Okay, that's cool. Mom said no, I do mind. So don't put me on camera. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it was a little nippy out there, you know. It's I had the naval patriots down there, you know. President Carter was a military man. He was in the Navy. He attended the Naval Academy, with honors and whatnot. So yeah, he was a big deal. He was a president that cared about the people. He was a true humanitarian, and he believed in all men are equal or supposed to be equal, and everyone should have a fair shot at a good life. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't somebody that carried it like, well, I got mine, you got to get yours. So yeah, it's just crazy. We down here to go see the body of the 39th president. You see the crowd. What's up? Look at your boy. Yeah, so I just gave y'all a little snippet. We almost at an hour. Let's keep it going, man. I was just trying to do 20 minutes, but we're gonna ride out, and a little bit more about President Carter. He was a peanut farmer. That's where his family, uh, that's what they raised on their farm. They raised peanuts. They grew peanuts, and that was how they made their money. And a peanut farm, that's crazy. When I think of peanuts, I think of uh, George Washington Carver. You know what I'm saying? And I actually worked at Department of Agriculture, and he's very much revered at and in the agriculture agency of his inventions and innovations of peanuts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, peanut oil and whatnot. So yeah, so he's definitely a big deal. You know, for sure. Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep going. You know, what we got going on for y'all? You know, let's keep it moving. Okay. Anybody that know me, they know I'm big on Black history. You know, you see it in the title, 365 Black History, because Black history is just not in the month of February. Black history is every day, from the past to present. So let's go down the rabbit hole. Let's go.
Notable black women you never learned about. Mary Fields was born enslaved in 1832. She was emancipated after the Civil War. She was very handy and was known to do men's work, like repairs, maintenance, and hauling freight. In her 60s, she got a job delivering mail by stagecoach in Montana.
In her 60s.
She is the first African American woman to work for the U.S. Postal Service. She was known to pack heat to protect herself from wild animals and thieves. Known for her reliability, she was given the nickname Stagecoach Mary.
Stop playing.
The real 5 heartbeats. It's our story. Most of it is true.
Right. So, again, Stagecoach Mary was the first woman postal worker. Did you get that?
Mary Fields was born enslaved in 18...
Mary Fields. Let's go in depth about Mary Fields, because you just get a little brief, little tidbit, but you know yeah, let's do a little deep dive. Mary Fields, Stagecoach Mary. The life and legend of Stagecoach Mary.
This is the story of Stagecoach Mary, also known as Mary Fields. She was America's first black postwoman. Also was notorious for being extremely intimidating. She was born into slavery in the 1830s. When she was freed, she went out west. They called her Stagecoach Mary because she was a gunslinger and she was fearless. She had to ward off bandits who would come after her stagecoach to try to steal the mail. She often drove 300 miles in her stagecoach for her job. And then along the way, she developed this reputation like a grizzly bear because she could knock out any man with a single punch. The mayor of Cascade, Montana, declared that Stagecoach Mary could drink in the local saloon, which made her the only woman allowed there who was not a prostitute. In 1914, her funeral was one of the largest the town had ever seen. This is the story of Stagecoach Mary, also known as Mary Fields.
Y'all
She
hear
was
that?
America's first black postwoman.
She was the only woman allowed to drink in the saloon full of men that was not a prostitute. Did y'all hear that? Did you know that? So you just learned something. You're welcome. Oh, we ain't finished. We're gonna give her due. That's what we doing over here on this channel. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like this Esther role that maybe played her in like a TV movie or something. That look like Esther Roll right there. That's the mother on Good Times. Not them, Florida Evans. so many stories on her, and you know, it's just so much that we done as a people that we don't know about. And I appreciate YouTube. I say it all the time. It's like a time machine that you could go back in history and, you know, look up people and look up different timelines and what was going on and get educated. And not only that, I just say often, with this phone at your fingertips and with social media and streaming, people are uploading information because they got it and they need to archive it, you know, and it's at your fingertips. So if you're ignorant and you foolish, you're dumb, it's because you want to be. You don't have to be, because this is your computer right here, and it houses everything that you want to know and that you need to know. Just saying. All right.
She was a gun-toting, whiskey-drinking force of nature with a quick trigger finger and a filthy mouth. No would-be male thieves would last long once she got them in her
Stagecoach
crosshairs.
Murray.
Her ferocity made her a legend. You wouldn't expect a foul-mouthed and trigger-happy Black woman to live in a convent, but you never met Mary Fields. Born into slavery around 1832, probably in Tennessee, but freed after the Civil War, Fields made her way north to the Ursuline Convent in Toledo, Ohio, where she worked for the nuns. Fields' quick temper and reputation for hard drinking alarmed the nuns, but they let her be until an argument with a man ended in gunfire. Fields lost her job and got kicked out of the convent. Ever resourceful, Mary Fields took up gunfighting and odd jobs to get by. She was tough as nails. Legend even has it that she fought off a pack of wolves alone. Stories like this gave her a larger-than-life persona. Fields' formidable reputation landed her a contract with the Postal Service in 1895 as a star route carrier. As the deadly Black Mary, for 8 years, she delivered and protected the mail from thieves and bandits and earned the love of her Montana community. Black Mary lived on her terms. She didn't let white supremacy restrict or control her, and she was ready to fight at a moment's notice. How can we use her toughness to help combat whiteness today? We all know schools aren't teaching Black history correctly. That's why Push Black is so important. Will you support truthful, accurate, empowering Black history content with a donation? Click the link in our bio to donate now. She was a gun-toting, whiskey-drinking, force.
Oh, yeah. We're going to revive our greats on this channel, just so you know. You know what I'm saying? Just so you know.
But in the long run, there's a world. It's my just a little bit, baby. I feel like
We're going to bring back our greats, our unsung. This is where the unsung survives and lives. We're going to remember our greats that don't get their proper due. You're going to get it right here. Streets Finest Podcast. Let's go. The Groove. 1970s. Let's go. We're taking it back.
patrolling the evacuated areas and are increasing their presence to deter any burglary.
I feel like somebody's starting these fires.
Just to summarize,
it's just too coincidental. I'm just sorry.
All the fires that we're dealing with, evacuations orders stand at approximately 153,000 residents that are under evacuation orders and approximately 57,830 structures at risk.
California
and then evacuation warnings, approximately 166,800 residents under both warnings, or I'm sorry, those are just specifically for warnings. What I want to go to next, and we started talking about this last night, is a curfew. A curfew order has been established for the Palisades and Eaton fire areas in all mandatory evacuation zones. That will be in effect. It was in effect last night, and it's going to be in effect tonight at 6 p.m. So it ended at 6 a.m. this morning, will take effect again until 6 p.m. I'm emphasizing that to our media partners because part of this is communicating to the public. You cannot be in these affected areas. If you are subject to arrest. That is important. We're not doing this to inconvenience anybody. We're doing it to protect the structures, the houses that people have left because we ordered them to leave, and I want them to feel confident that we are doing everything we can to secure that. This curfew will be strictly enforced and is being taken to enhance public safety, protect property, and prevent any burglaries or looting in the area that residents have evacuated. The only people that will be allowed in these areas are disaster workers. Okay? I just want to make that clear because we have other people trying to get in there. And by the way, media partners who have legitimate media credentials, yes, you may enter those areas unless it's very, very unsafe and somebody tells you not to for that reason. Again, just specifically, anyone found in violation of this curfew will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor offense under LA County Code Section 2.68320, and conviction may result in a fine up to $1,000.
Okay, they going strict like that on the strength that people are looting, you know, and I'm like, what are you looting? Everything been burnt up, so apparently it's still some valuables because where this place is at, Pasadena Palisades, is apparently where a lot of wealthy people was living at. So so people are like going through the rubble and finding valuable things. Like I saw somebody look like the firefighters was rescuing a grandfather clock, you know, like an heirloom, you know, for some family, and I'm sure they'll be appreciative of that, and it might cost a little something too. So yeah, man, you know, this your boy Big Dave, Streets Finest coming at you. Let me look up Ben Buns right quick, the dude that interviewed me on his YouTube channel. He was from Greenbelt. Okay, I got him. He right here. He look like Ashton Kutcher. Let me go ahead and subscribe. He's under Ben the Bondsman. But he said Ben Buns. All right, I got him. I subscribe, so. Here's.
I'm gonna do you. The bar over there said I had too much.
So he's coming up. He'll come up on my feed. And yeah, hopefully you know, I'll see the video that they added and put together. And yeah. Yeah. All right, that's it. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Gotta go pick my son up from work in a little bit. Go. I've been watching that Family Business, Ernie Hudson on Netflix. It was a BET, uh, black series. Is awesome about a black mob family. That created their own drugs, and all the families had to come to them and how they was putting it down. So yeah, I'm on season 4, and yeah, I recommend y'all go check that out. And also the Upshaws with Mike Epps, uh, what's her name, Kim Fields, and Wanda Sykes. And supporting cast is on there. Be cameos in there, and familiar faces. Like the African dude from Barbershop is one of the characters. It's good. It's really good. Marsha Warfield was on there playing Mike Epps' mother, and a few more people been popping up as cameos. And they're uh, the #1 show on Netflix for comedy series. Just so y'all know, you know what I'm saying. So go support. And I'm signing off, man. Streets Finest Podcast. I see y'all. Peace. Be safe out there. Still ice on the ground from the snow.